So the big question of today, do men only want sex? Now, before I tell you my answer, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I want you to take the poll below. Yes or no, do you genuinely believe that men just want sex? All right. So now this is a topic that comes up a lot, and to be honest with you, a lot of women ask me this. They really question, is this the only motivation for men? Is this all they're concerned about? Or why are men so fixated on sex? Now, let me make it very clear. Men do not only want sex. Men do want sex, all right, in a general sense, all right? Most people do at some point. But is that all they want? No. But let me go deeper into what you're seeing and why it looks like men only want sex. First, let me start with this reality. There are a lot of men, whether you realize it or not, who embrace abstinence in their life. Some of you may be gasping right now saying, no, that can't be real. No, it's very real. There are a lot of men who embrace abstinence or even understand the power of abstinence. However, men are not allowed to feel comfortable announcing or speaking on that because unfortunately, a lot of women don't believe them. Or a lot of women question their sexuality. They get some kind of backlash, or even other guys looking down at them, clowning them, you know what I'm saying, not respecting their position, not respecting their path, and so they keep quiet about it. So you don't hear men speaking on it much out loud to the general public, but a lot more than you realize are abstinent or are willing to embrace abstinence or willing to embrace waiting on sex. However, it's with the right woman for some of those guys. Some guys in general are going to do it, and some guys, it's going to take the right woman for them to be willing to embrace that. But again, that's not something they are announcing. Also, the other issue to consider when we talk about do men only want sex, or why does it seem like men only want sex, is that here's what happens in a lot of situations. There are some scenarios where a man meets a woman, really thinks there's some kind of potential here, really thinks, okay, we can become something serious, and their focus with her is not sex initially. Again, doesn't mean they wouldn't want to have it, doesn't mean they wouldn't enjoy getting it, but they're not focused on that. However, somewhere in the interaction or trying to get to know her, that man may determine she's not what I thought, and I no longer see a future with her. I no longer desire anything more serious. Now, the unfortunate reality at that point for a lot of men, not all men, is that even if he determines he no longer wants you as something serious, he will still want the consolation prize of getting sex from you. All right? And so now his focus becomes sex. And so now to the woman in that scenario, you may assume or think this is all he ever wanted. This is all he was ever coming after me for. But in reality, no. He actually wanted more at one point, but he pivoted and now he only wants the sex. Now, I am not saying that to validate it or make it okay or whatever. I'm explaining to you what's actually happening and why or how this contributes to the perception that men only want sex when that is not the case. The reality is that a lot of men desire support, love, feminine energy, female companionship, someone they can talk to. They do want these other things, but they don't want it with every woman, all right? And so if a man now meets 10 women tomorrow, as I say in other videos, you can meet 100 people tomorrow, 99 of them ain't for you. And so with that 99, some men will still try to entertain enjoying her in other ways, in sexual ways, even though he no longer sees a future with her. And so it just adds to the perception that's all the man wants. But no, he desires more. And I would also argue that as the man gets older, or as he's dealt with more and more women, his focus of sex diminishes. All right, he will still have a desire for it in general, but his focus on it, him being all about that and chasing after it, no, he wants stability. He wants that one person he can turn to. So I say all this to say, don't get discouraged or don't be disillusioned by the men that you've experienced who seem to be fixated on sex. They don't represent the reality of what's going on out there, and they don't represent what the man who's truly for you is going to be focused on. Now, do not confuse that with me saying he's not going to still care about sex, that sex won't still be important to him in the overall relationship. However, his willingness to look past that, at least initially, his willingness to focus on other things, his willingness to focus on the substance of the relationship is going to be there. And for a lot of men, they're not complaining about can't find a woman to sleep with. A lot of men are complaining about can't find a woman to build with, can't find a woman they can truly trust, can't find a woman they can really embrace and truly love, because that's what they really desire, but that is what is harder to find. And so they default to just going after the sex and to sometimes numb the pain, sometimes distract them, sometimes make themselves feel better about themselves, but it doesn't really speak to what they truly desire. So ultimately, do men only want sex? No. A lot of men, all men, there's more to it than that, but I understand why it looks like that. But don't get caught up in that lie. It's not what you think it is. Mostly everyone wants a real relationship, wants love, wants someone they can share life with. And so I just want to shed some light on that topic. Again, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and again, leave your comment below. Do you think men only want sex? I'll see you in the next video. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. A lot of women have experienced a good man. I repeat, a lot of women have experienced a good man. Now, don't go shaking your head. Don't go throwing your hands in the air. Don't switch to another video.